Hello and welcome to Baildon's end of truncated season awards and presentation event. Yeah! We live in extraordinary times. If you told me at the start of the season that our first 15 would get promotion to Yorkshire 2 by 0.58 of a point, I wouldn't have believed you. But we've done it. Congratulations. Really well done. I'll let other people talk about the rugby because we did play some extraordinary rugby that other teams just couldn't live with. I truly believe that had the season gone on, we would have remained undefeated at home and our fortress would have remained intact. But I'm not going to talk about the rugby. I'm going to talk about the promotion and how you all deserve it. And I'm now talking not just to the players, to the first 15 players and to the strength and depth in the squad, but I'm talking to the second 15 players, the age grade players, the girls, the coaches, our supporters, our sponsors, our committee members, our ordinary club members. They've all put in the hard yards. They've all done things. They've all been unsung heroes. And they've all done things to deserve this promotion. So well done, Baildon. We've worked as a team. We've worked as a family. We're a family club. We've done this together. We've achieved promotion. Fantastic. Now, the other thing that I couldn't have predicted at the beginning of the season was that I would be doing my 16th take on video for an electronic presentation event. Really, this COVID-19 situation was unforeseen. But I've often said that rugby reflects life and life sometimes reflects rugby. And I've also said that adversity is where you reveal your character. Adversity in COVID-19 has revealed character. And I'm not just talking about the obvious heroes, our nurses, our healthcare assistants, our porters, our cleaners, but I'm talking about people who serve in shops, people who drive food lorries, people who drive buses, heroes, all of them, our policemen, our firemen, our ambulance drivers, heroes. But also all of you for staying at home, for keeping the NHS safe, for saving lives. You too are heroes, just you're unsung heroes. But you've made sacrifices. We haven't met since the State of Mind presentation, which seems like an age ago, but which is really only a few weeks ago. We would normally be getting together and having a drink and having a laugh, and instead you're watching this on YouTube. That's a sacrifice. Thank you for that. Thank you for everything you do, and thank you for everything you do for the club. It would be wrong in the introduction to single out people. That's the purpose of the awards. Usually I would say a few words about players who are planning to retire at the end of this season. Usually that means I end up talking about Phil Wilson. I hope Phil Wilson will play again next season. I don't know if he will. But I do want to say some words about Paul McNamara. Paul has put in a tremendous shift this season, and he leaves us not to join another club, but because his training course to become a paramedic for the ambulance service is in the Midlands. So go well, Paul. You are a Baildon hero. You're a hero on the pitch, you're a hero off the pitch. Go well with our love, and you'll always be a Baildon player. You'll always be welcome back when your training finishes or when you're on leave and you can come home. We'd love to see you at the club. Now on with the awards.
Next year, moving forward, the coaching team is now starting to formulate, but with the experience that I've had and several of the players have had of Yorkshire 1 and Yorkshire 2 rugby, we need to be a little bit fitter, a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. What we do need to make sure we do is not have too much respect for opposition, so teams that will perceive, oh look at them, they're such and such a team, we can beat anybody on our day. We're capable of that. We've got a fortress at Baildon which we're going to maintain, and make it an unpleasant experience for anybody to come and join us. And also when we travel, we go away with no fear, which for some of our fixtures this year I felt we did. We are going to have to work hard, for the back of which you will see there'll be some fitness stuff coming out very shortly, and some challenges for you all to get involved with that Jake's going to put together and put out. All the best, guys. Stay safe, and see you on the other side.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your support throughout this last season. We've had a great time up here at Baildon. We've struggled a little bit with the weather, but so has every club. We've done our best to work through that, through the support that we've got, through the committee, through the supporters and through the players themselves. We've been up here in some horrific weather throughout the year. Special thanks tonight want to go towards Mick Massey, Dave Ruff, Kirsty Copeland for the second team and the support that they give to that team in particular, as well as the work that they do otherwise behind the scenes. Without that medical support and players there and supporters there, should I say, to look after you on a Saturday, we wouldn't have that team. We also thank Chris and Doc for supporting the first team, Chris for running the line and Doc again for the medical support. We talk about people behind the scenes, the committee, the people that are responsible for getting the sponsorship, Nick Murphy, things that pay towards the running of the club overall, John Bowdry, the house and grounds, we wouldn't have a decent pitch to play on when a lot of the other games were being called off. We were still playing, we were still training. We look beyond that to the minis and juniors, their coaches that are developing players that are stepping through into the under-16s this year that had a fantastic season. That next year, maybe looking forward to moving into senior rugby or playing together as junior colts. As we move forward towards next season, we step up a division and we go to Yorkshire 2. This is going to bring new challenges for us, but also it's going to bring us back into contact with old friends. Some of the old games that we used to play against, and I look forward to seeing the people again at Northallerton and at Wath, at Wensleydale and places like that. Yes, the season wasn't finished, but we deserve to go up, and I'm confident that we would have won all of our remaining games and taken that, possibly as champions, depending on how our friends over at Corinthians did. Training, we're going to have to work hard together in training. We're going to have that commitment there every Tuesday, every Thursday, replying to text to say that we're available so that we can look at the strength of a side and how we're going to build it and what we're going to look at as we move forward for the Saturdays. We all work together and we maintain Baildon as it is, playing together as one club at our fortress. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. With the news about the season coming to a premature end, it's given me time to reflect on the season. And I can say, what a season it has been. From losing our very first game away to Halifax, and then to winning our final league game to league leaders Leeds Corinthians. That there shows how far we've come as a team. In previous seasons gone by, we have let our heads drop after losing the first game, which has gone on to set the tone for the rest of the season. We have gone from relegation favourites to promotion in the space of a year, which is unbelievable. I don't think anyone would have believed it if you said where we are today this time last year. The Leicester City of Yorkshire Rugby. I would like to give a few thank yous out as well, starting with the coaches, who've put a lot of time and effort to get us where we are today. And most importantly, you have us enjoying our rugby again after a few tough seasons. The new ideas you have brought to the club has been refreshing, and we are looking forward to creating more memories next season. To the managers, making sure we have a game of rugby each Saturday. Without you, loving Saturdays would not be possible. For the doctors, for looking out for our safety. As players, we seem to forget about safety when we are trying to go head first, shoulder first, as hard as we can into the opposition. We've also managed to make it believable when Hewitt goes down with an injury, when in fact he is just trying to catch his breath. Also, a big thank you to the sponsors and supporters. The boys really appreciate all your support this season. You are the extra man on the field, and you have helped us keep Jenny Lane a fortress. Finally, I'm not used to speaking so long, as you may tell, the players, you have made my first full season as captain an unforgettable one. My team talks may not have been the most inspiring, but we have shown we do our talking on the pitch, and I can't wait to pull on the black and red with you all again. Cheers, boys. And also a big sorry if I've missed anyone out. There's been too many people to thank this year. Yorkshire 2, let's fucking have it.
I've been asked to present the top try scorer award this evening. It goes to a player who has had 14 starts for the first team this year, scored a very creditable 12 tries in that. If he could manage to sort his hamstrings out and last a bit longer and play more games, he would have a phenomenal try scoring rate, but fraction over a try a game, or near enough a try a game, is something very special at any level of rugby. So congratulations to Luke Strauss on that award. I'm sure we'll be having a proper drink at some stage when we come out the other side of this.
I've also been asked to award today the Memorial Trophy for the Johnny Bell for Top Point Scorer. Top Point Scorer is an award that goes to somebody who cannot do everything by himself, who's got to have the support of other players. Without that, he wouldn't be able to score at all. But this year's winner is well deserved for his hard work both on and off the pitch, and also training alone when he's been putting work in other areas for the team, and that goes to Jake Duxbury.
Good evening all. A short note on the second team. I'd like to start by saying thank you on behalf of Bob Morehouse and myself to all those connected with the second team who have conducted yourselves excellently and are a credit to Baildon Rugby Club. Bob and I have watched some great rugby this season, but to the players, the environment you've created is truly unique. A few quick thank yous. Kirsty, for your ability to keep them all taped up. AJ, our number one fan. Leon, best touch judge in the country. Mick and Chris for all your match day support. Mick again for your long lens, some of those photos are excellent. And lastly, to all of you who have cajoled and twisted arms to get players on the pitch, thank you to one and all. I'd also like to thank the referees. We note your request for next season not to ask the same pre-game questions, like, where do you mark the line out, sir? And what's your position on quick taps? I'd also like to make one special note to one referee, a short fat lad. Not Fran, you did a great job, thank you. We have had some 50 players turn out for the seconds this year, some playing every game, some only managing 5 minutes and 22 seconds. Dave, Merce still has your sock. We have seen young players develop, middle-aged players mature, old players we'd like to shoot. We have even had players in disguise, Bob. We've had a number of matchday captains, terrific job done by all. With a special word for Fletch, who did a first-rate job leading the team this season. Good luck and well deserved. on being appointed club captain for next year, and we wish Bully every success for next season. We have won 11 out of 18 games, scoring over 550 points. Terrific effort, lads, well done. Lastly, it's my pleasure to confirm the second team player of the year. This award could have gone to several players, but the winner is someone who has been an ever-present, playing in several positions, and he even learnt to catch. Your second team player of the year is Big Jack Bruno. Thanks to all, and look forward to seeing you all next season.
And now the President's Award. There's nothing that says that this has to go to a first 15 player, but it always has. There's nothing that says that this doesn't have to go to a front row player, but it always has, at least whilst I've been president. And that's because I think I hold the front row in the highest esteem. And there is no difference this year. I still think our front row is absolutely amazing. They do an amazing job. They're in the most confrontational position. But I am going to break with tradition, and I'm not going to award it to a front row player, and I'm not going to award it to a first 15 player. I think for the first time in Baildon history, the President's Award for a player is going to an age grade player. This player trains. I'm told that he pushes Harrison and Jake himself and Ollie Murphy in terms of his commitment to training. He captained our under-16s and took them to the final of the bowl competition. And I'm delighted to award, for the first time in history, as I say, the President's Award to this season to Ollie Briggs. Well done, Ollie.
Gents, currently on take 3, we'll see how far we get to. I would like to start off by thanking everyone else that's spoken already and anyone else that's come that responded to my message and has quite happily made a tit of themselves and videoed what would normally be done with a microphone and 4 pints deep. But the thank yous don't stop there, and they will be echoed from what you've already heard tonight, but we need to say them. Because without the people we are thanking today, the club wouldn't be able to function and our successes just wouldn't have been possible. The first group of people that I would like to say thank you to are quite often the people that are normally left till last, but as a coach, they're the most important people. And that's the people that put in the hours on a Tuesday, a Thursday and a Saturday, voluntarily giving up their time to come and play rugby for this great club. So to you as players, thank you for giving up that time, apart from Foxy for your bus fare, but thank you for everyone else that gives up their time for free. Much to popular belief from the Yorkshire Forum, no one gets paid at Baildon for playing rugby. So, unlike other teams in our league who can't boast that fact, we have done everything we've done from you guys putting the effort in on a Tuesday and a Thursday and on a Saturday, and have made this season possible. As a young coach, you guys have been amazing. Next group of people are those that volunteer on a Saturday. To Mick, to Chris as team managers, you've done everything that I could have asked of you, and I thank you so much for your time, for making sure things are in place to allow our games to go ahead. To volunteers in the medical department, to Doc and Kirsty for sitting out with the first team and the second team boys, making sure that with those games can go ahead with the players knowing that they're safe, making sure that when they do forget their own safety, that you're there to clear up and you give up your time no matter what the weather is, and I am eternally grateful for that, so thank you. To the people that quite often get forgotten, I know Andy's already mentioned tonight these people that go behind the scenes, go under the radar, don't expect thanks but deserve the world. The team of people that work tirelessly to make sure everything runs smoothly, that is the committee. And I won't go through names, I will forget someone, but you guys are the hearts and soul of this club. And without you, nothing would be possible. So thank you. To the people that have had to put up with me probably the most this year, the messages, the phone calls, the emails, the plans, and that's the coaches who took a dream, took a goal of mine, a vision of mine, and implemented it. So thank you for all of your efforts. You have been absolutely amazing, and I couldn't wish for a better coaching team. Even those arguments with Ruffy where he's pulling me back in and putting me back into place, it's all been an absolute pleasure, and working alongside you guys, I cannot wait to continue next year, so thank you. I have been also tasked with mentioning an award and giving an award out tonight. Before I do, I'd just like to mention a few special people that I think deserve recognition. To the students, to Louthie and to Pidge, who quite comfortably travel the furthest to train and to play at our club, and it's that effort, that endeavour that makes it such a special club. So thank you for the hours that you spend in your car, on your train, driving, travelling to and from training and match days. I am eternally grateful as well, thank you. To Phil and Louthie, who defy all odds and still roll up the socks. I know it's a bit harder to bend down nowadays, but rolling back those years and playing at the right young ages that you are, thank you very much for doing that for the club and for us. We're very, very grateful for that. Maybe, you never know, get a few more minutes out of you next year. To Magna, we sort of rejoined Baildon at a similar time, and unfortunately we're saying goodbye to you a little bit earlier than really we hope. But we wish you all your very best in your travels down to the Midlands, and we wish you the very, very best with your training, and I hope you make a real success of it. Or if you don't, you know, you're always welcome back at Baildon, because what a player you have been this year, mate. So thank you, good luck, and we'll see you for a beer when you're back up anytime. What I don't want to do is forget the team effort that Baildon Rugby Club has been this year. That this really is, all those people have already mentioned, the success on the field for the first team, second team and the 16s has been truly special. And it is a team effort of anyone that's put on the black and red this year has done so admirably. But there can only be one first team player of the year, and I don't want to take away from his success because he truly deserves it. You know, it's a joy to sit at fullback sometimes and watch this person work. He can do things with a ball in his hand that most people can only dream of. He splits defences up, he finds interceptions when they're needed, he makes a charge down. He even produces a slide tackle against Airborough, which quite rightly got penalised. Without this person, the backline wouldn't quite function the same. And I think we'll all agree with this one, that we're all very, very glad that he's agreed to stay on for another year at Baildon. So this year's first 15 player of the year is Tom Parnell.
Shut up and sit down.
Through that. In my introduction, I hinted that there is a bit of a paradox. The paradox that you're all unsung heroes, but that here we are giving awards and recognising some of you, but not all of you. And this next award is, I think, one of the awards that does recognise an unsung hero. It's the Players' Player of the Season. It's achieved by all of the players, first and second team, voting for their player, their person who goes the extra yard, their person who digs deep, their person who lifts their teammates up. And this player is, I'm absolutely delighted. I've got a huge smile on my face just thinking of him because it's such a well-deserved award. He's not somebody who grew up playing rugby. He didn't grow up in a rugby culture. He started playing rugby when his children came up to the rugby club, which again, in the introduction I mentioned that we're a family club. This player represents everything to do with being a family club. He's universally popular. His kids, Devon, Ellis and Katie, are involved. His wife Janet's involved. She runs the sweet stall. She raises funds for the club. He cooks an amazing goat curry. He's a snappy dresser. He certainly had the best suit on at the Valentine's ball. And I'm absolutely delighted and grinning all over my face when I say that the Players' Player of the Year for the 2020 season is Jack Bruno. Well played, Jack, and well deserved. And now I think I've got to throw this away.
Just to finish from me, fellas, I would like to congratulate every single player that has worn a Baildon shirt this year. You have all contributed so massively to what a successful season the club has enjoyed. Let's congratulate all the players that have picked up an award this evening. I think we'll all agree that some very, very richly deserved awards. I would like to congratulate one individual in Ollie Briggs, the youngest of our award winners, but one that arguably showed the true Baildon heart the most. We look forward to welcoming him and the remainder of his under-16s team that will be under-17 next year to the senior system, and we look forward to another successful season for them as our junior Colts. With that, we must turn our heads to next season. Now, I've played at Yorkshire too. We need to prepare ourselves for a step up in quality, but not a step that we're not prepared or not ready to make. There are a few things that we'll need to do, most of which will be to continue building on what we've already done. We need to continue building on and believing in our structures, because now more than ever, playing against better opposition, those structures are needed to break down teams to allow us to play the rugby we want to play. We only need to continue to trust each other, trust that we're all going to put the effort in that's required, trust that we're all going to do everything we can while we're on the pitch on a Saturday to win a game. We need to continue with the Baildon heart. So many times this year, that's what brought us through. We need to continue that, but we need to be fitter. To do that, we're going to set up a Strava running club for every single player and coach of Baildon. The target will be to run 866 miles collectively. That is a distance that is between ourselves and every single away trip that we will do next year. All the details for that will come out tomorrow, but if we all buy in, that's roughly 8 miles a person. If we do it together, it'll be a damn sight easier. I have had a few questions about incomings for next season, players wise, coach wise. Simple. There may be new players, in fact there probably will be new players that come and join our squad, but we don't need them, because the squad that we've got at Baildon right now is a truly special one, and one that is more than capable of competing and succeeding at Yorkshire too. So those will be announced, but they will just be entering a squad to add competition to an already brilliant group of players. Our target for next season, just like this season, is to have, for next year, competitive teams. A first team that's competing regularly, a second team that's competing, an under-17s junior Colts team that's competing, and an under-16s team that's competing successfully, that will make up our senior section at Baildon Rugby Club. If we all buy in and show that Baildon heart, there is no reason why those 4 teams cannot succeed across every level that they play. Coaches, equally, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. With the quality of the players that we've got and those to join, this is something special for the club, and it could be the start of it, and we're all part of it. We're going to come together as a group, as a collective when this is all over, and we're going to come together stronger. We're going to go show Yorkshire 2 that we're not there to make up numbers. We're going to show that we didn't go up on a technicality. We're going to show just what we're about. Last time Baildon went to Yorkshire 2, we didn't show ourselves in the best light. This group of players are. We're ready. We've got a lot of work to do. But together we can do it. Together we can build on the success we've had this year to bring more success and make this really the start of a journey for Baildon Rugby Club. Pre-season is planned. We know where we want to go. It is just a matter of when. So between now and then, fellas, all I have to do is stay safe. Look after yourselves, look after your loved ones. If you need anything, get in touch. One final thank you to every single person that has contributed to my first season as a coach. It has been truly unforgettable, and this club is a magical place. I look forward to building on that next year, and I look forward to working with such a great group of people again. Congratulations to every single person. Thank you, and enjoy your evening.
So that brings the awards to a close. Season awards, end of seasons are always inevitably about looking back and recognising what's happened during the season. But I really want to end by looking forward to the future. As a club, we've earned the right to compete in Yorkshire 2. We deserve the right to compete in Yorkshire 2. We're going to enjoy and thrive competing in Yorkshire 2. We've built a fortress we're going to defend it. Let's look forward to a great 2020-21 season. Let's just end with 3 things, because these are difficult and hard times. If things are difficult for you, keep going. Look out for each other on and off the pitch, and be kind. Stay safe, and I look forward to seeing you next season.
Well done, baby. Well done, mate.